Welcome back to Digital Trends Live. I'm Greg Nibbler, and again, thanks for joining us wherever you are. We appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button because we get to talk to some pretty amazing people. And you know our next guest as a wrestler, an entertainer, and an actor who is starring alongside Bruce Willis in the new movie Hard Kill, which is out on demand and digital. We're joined by Natalie Eva Marie. Hello, thanks for being here.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
I do love that we matched in purple, but that's not what we're going to be talking about. So first off, I wanted to bring up this movie, which watching the trailer, for everybody who's seen it, it's really intense, definitely with that military theme to it. And I kind of wondered for you as an actor, what kind of training did you need to go through to play like this role of a military specialist?
For sure. It definitely was one of those things where I wanted to bring justice to our military men and women because I come from a military family. Dad, Vietnam veteran in the Marines. My brother-in-law is currently in the Army right now serving. So, I wanted to bring our servicemen and women some justice onto the big screen. So I went ahead and I got fortunate enough to train with ex Delta Force. Shout out to James Fleming to show me the ropes, the real deal, so that I could bring that to set.
That's got to be pretty intense, I would imagine. I mean, and talking about that, you mentioned that you have a family in the military, and I know supporting military members has been a big part of what you've done, including going overseas to meet with troops. And I know you went to Afghanistan, and I just wanted to ask you on a
Yeah.
personal level, what was the most intense part about that, going somewhere like Afghanistan?
Honestly, I think just really soaking it in that how grateful I am to be doing what I'm doing because of these men and women. So going over there and seeing just the living conditions and what they have to do day in and day out to serve our country, and for us to even me sitting here on a Zoom call having this interview with you, being in a movie, is just the ultimate just a really humbling experience. And I'm just so grateful for the men and women who serve.
Something I wanted to ask you about with this movie in particular. So, and this isn't giving away a spoiler, but it's about basically a piece of stolen technology.
Sure.
I got that from the trailer. So with that though, talking about stolen technology, what is one piece of tech that you wouldn't be able to live without?
Oh my God. I feel like that's kind of your phone. I feel like everything is literally on my phone, from business to personal. If I didn't have my phone, I probably wouldn't be able to do the Zoom. But yeah, I would have to say in this day and age, for sure, my phone.
What app do you use the most on it?
Probably my email and Instagram.
Nice. Something else I want to ask you about, speaking of Instagram, in addition to entertainment, you also have a
Yeah.
fashion line, which you launched a few years ago, which in part gives back to women in need, which I love that. And I wanted to ask you, for both you and for other women out there, what are some of the biggest obstacles you faced getting into the fashion business?
I think it's one of those things where it kind of carries over into any industry. It's that self-doubt, kind of second guessing yourself. And ultimately, it always comes down to having the belief and the passion in whatever it is that you're doing and whatever it is that you want to do, and going full force ahead. Because even in my, career, there's been so many times I've been told no, or doors have shut. And it's just one of those things where if you want it bad enough, you have to keep going, because eventually you're going to get whatever you put into it. And you're going to get a ton of no's, or you can't do this along the way. And so as long as you can keep pushing and forging ahead, you got it.
Something else I wanted to bring up, obviously you are very fit for all these different things that you do for wrestling, for acting, and you talk about that on Instagram and Twitter and some of the different ways that you stay in shape. And for everybody out there who during this pandemic, maybe gyms aren't open back up, what recommendation do you have for people to stay in shape while at home?
Honestly, it's one of those things where I'm so passionate about health and fitness. Health is definitely wealth. And with NemFit, we have our own program, my husband and I, at NatalieEvaMarie.com. And I think a lot of people get overwhelmed when it comes to working out or exercising. And you don't need you don't need a gym. I have programs, 30-day programs that you can strictly just body weight, no equipment needed whatsoever. And it's all HIIT training, which is high intensity interval training. You get the best bang for your buck, and you're burning the most fat in the least amount of time. So for people that just kind of get overwhelmed by that gym, or a lot of gyms actually are closed right now too, we wanted to make something where anybody can do it literally in your backyard, your front yard, in your apartment, in your room, in your family room, anywhere you can get a sweat on. And that's the name of the game, is break a sweat every day.
What's your favorite piece of fitness technology that you've incorporated in?
Technology, as in equipment wise, or just?
Yeah, well, whether it could be like a smart band or anything like that. Do you use anything like that, I guess,
I do.
when working out?
I think for me, the game changer was I wear a heart rate monitor. It's a MyZone. So anybody that is watching this, I have a code that you can save. It's NemFit, which is my program anyways, on Instagram. So I love it because it's a game changer. You get to monitor kind of your level, not only your heart rate, but you get to see how hard you're working. Because I know a lot of the times, we start walking or doing some type of movement and you're not really pushing your body to the level that you can be. And with the heart rate monitor, you get to watch and see where you're at, engage it right there on your phone. So it's awesome.
Going to your wrestling career, and I want to say this too, you also have a series called Faces and Heels, which follows women trying to make it into the world of wrestling. But along that theme with Faces and Heels, you were a classic heel during your career. What is it about being a heel that you loved the most?
I gotta say, I feel, I don't know if it's me personally, I'm always drawn to the bad guy. I really enjoy playing the bad guy, and there's nothing, you can't have a good guy without a solid bad guy. So I loved playing a heel, and the fact that I get to be the host of this show, Faces and Heels, is really cool because I definitely relate to all the women on the show, because I pretty much kind of did the exact same thing, which a lot of people got to see on Total Divas. So, and it's just so much funner being a bad guy than a good guy.
I know it is. The heels are always way, to me, more entertaining. For you though, with this, having this wrestling career that you had, other than yourself, who do you think is the greatest heel of all time?
Greatest heel of all time? Ooh, I love Brock Lesnar. I love him. I have to say, I'm gonna go with my boy Brock.
Brock Lesnar. All right, that's a solid choice. One final question here too, and then I want to remind everybody too to see your movie. But if you could co-star with any actor in a movie, who would it be?
If I could co-star with any actor, I would have to go with. I'm gonna go with Angelina Jolie. She's a badass and all-around phenomenal actress. So I think that would be an amazing opportunity to be alongside of her and learn from her.
Nice. Well, Natalie, I want to remind everybody, your movie is out. One other question I did have for you. What was it like working with Bruce Willis?
I mean, amazing. You can't think of an action film without Bruce Willis. So the fact that I got to play opposite of him and be in an action-packed film is just kind of one of those bucket list type things, because, I mean, who doesn't know Die Hard and all of the other movies that he's done? So it was amazing and kind of a surreal experience. I still can't believe that I actually have a movie out with Bruce Willis that people can watch. So it was definitely a highlight, and I'm really excited for everybody to see the film.
Nice. Well, Hard Kill out on demand and digital. People can go watch it now. A combination of a lot of different things. You got tech, you got action, you got the military side of it. So definitely covering a lot of bases. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us here on the show too to talk about this. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.